Xiid's zero-knowledge networking provides battle-tested, highly secure data access from anywhere in the world. Xiid's SealedTunnel and identity access management solutions were purpose-built to reduce network management complexity and secure communication more than any other solution on the market. And we do so without ever requiring open inbound ports or traffic for your resources or your end users. Xiid never requires copies of your data, and we also never break the encryption on your data. Instead, we add encryption. Our tunnels are outbound only, invisible externally and invisible to users themselves, leaving no open ports to attack and securing even public Wi-Fi in a hostile nation. Nation-state actors, advanced persistent threats, and other adversaries get more sophisticated every day, making any exposed attack surface risky. Xiid's zero-knowledge networking exceeds the NIST 800-2070 Zero Trust standard and delivers mission assurance with Executive Order 14028. It's also been battle-tested in the real world and on the battlefield, including by the Air Force Research Laboratory, which showed that Xiid's zero-knowledge networking approach was nearly invisible to external actors. Here's how easy the SealedTunnel is to use. Normally, when you want to access a resource out on the internet, like the Xiid homepage, you simply type in a URL and go. We can look up this URL's DNS records and see that it points to a real, addressable, and attackable server out on the internet. With SealedTunnel, it's possible to make access to private resources as easy as visiting a URL as well, while keeping the real server completely hidden and with no exposed attack surface. Let's look at our Mattermost chat server as an example. For the URL chat.xiid.com, looking up DNS records doesn't show a public IP address, but rather just a record pointing back to localhost. In fact, with SealedTunnel, resources don't need public IP addresses at all. Since there's no real server listed, it's nearly impossible to find and attack it. The same applies to an internal code repository storing sensitive intellectual property. There's no public IP address listed. As a user, when I want to access these resources, though, it's as simple as clicking a bookmark or typing in a URL. My resource access is wrapped with the triple-encrypted SealedTunnel no matter what application on my computer I'm using, and without any special steps to take on my end. SealedTunnel works just as seamlessly for other types of traffic, such as remote desktop. I can access the resources I need with just a click via localhost. As you can see in this diagram, the SealedTunnel works outbound only. You can get rid of expensive enterprise firewalls and fancy AI rules, and instead go simple with a secure by design approach. That is, close all inbound ports and disallow all inbound traffic, leaving no exposed attack surface for your users or your sensitive resources. The standalone SealedTunnel you just saw never requires rip and replace. That is, you can use it alongside your existing access methods and applications. Paired with Xiid's identity management solution, SealedTunnel becomes that much more powerful. You can gate tunnels behind credential-less, extremely secure authentication. You can also use easily revocable cross-domain authentication to give external users access to specific resources and then easily take that access away. You can also open and close tunnels via SSO portals provided by Xiid that also provide access to any SaaS or SAML 2.0 application. Here's how Xiid's identity management solution can turbocharge your security. To access an SSO portal with Xiid, simply use your mobile phone to scan a one-time code that appears and be instantly logged in. The QR code you see is bound to this browser session, so even if someone were recording your screen, they couldn't get access to your resources. And all of this authentication happens without ever transmitting sensitive credentials over the internet. Once you're logged in, you can easily use trust relationships to access resources on another domain, just with a click. Standing up a tunnel to access a resource like a remote machine is as easy as a click. Then you can download an RDP file that again points back to localhost with no public IP address revealed, ever. And you can enjoy outbound-only efficient access to your virtual machine from anywhere in the world, wrapped with Xiid's 3 layers of encryption. Just like what you saw for SealedTunnel's outbound-only function, the same works for authentication. We never federate or store your directory identities, keeping your data safe. Instead, lock down all open inbound ports on your directory and use Xiid's patented protocols to ensure that not only do you have efficient global authentication capability without ever transmitting sensitive credentials over the internet, but also you can guarantee that malicious payloads, SQL injection, and other nefarious attacks can never reach your Active Directory or directory service. In addition, trust relationships make it easy to allow unidirectional access between different domains to users, all in one place. For instance, in a multi-provider GovCloud environment, you could give people logged in to a high-side environment access to resources on the low side through one simple SSO portal without them having to change machines or re-authenticate. In today's world of sophisticated and advanced threat actors, Xiid's secure by design, zero-knowledge networking methodology eliminates the network's exposed attack surface by closing all inbound ports and keeping your network safe. With trust relationships, you can easily revoke and grant access to users outside of your domain. In addition, you can secure access to your most sensitive resources from anywhere in the world in hostile environments with multiple layers of encryption. Xiid never reads, copies, or stores your data or identities, and you can use Xiid alongside other solutions with no rip and replace required. Finally, we go further than the Zero Trust standard from NIST and deliver assurance with Executive Order 14028. Stop trusting third parties with copies of your data. Instead, use Xiid's end-to-end encrypted, secure by design, zero-knowledge networking approach. Thank you.